Hi, this is Sara Levin, the Artful Inker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm sharing this Warm Hugs press-on card just in time for National Coffee Day. Let's get started. For this card, we're going to be using the press-on stamp set that is in the August through December Stampin' Up! Mini Catalog, and a sentiment from Warm Hugs, also in that mini catalog. So we're going to start with a strip of Whisper White and my Night of Navy ink pad, and I'm going to tap ink on instead of tapping in the ink, and then there's less likelihood that I'm going to end up with the footer inked, and so I won't be messy. And we're just doing a random little pattern across here. Okay, and that's it for that strip. Now I've also got another piece of Whisper White and my sentiment. And we're just going to set that here and give it a good rub. Okay, and then let's stamp one more piece two more pieces while I'm here. I've got my Stamparatus set up, and I've got the strip of coffee mugs here, and I'm going to ink them in Magenta Madness, just tilting so I can see if that is inked, and give them a rub all the way across. And then let's take this, and I need to bring this over to here, and we're going to put this on. I've got my grid sheet here to cover and protect while I do a test look. So I'm coming over 3 hinges. I'm going to do a test stamp here and make sure that's right. Okay, I need to back up just a smidge. That's where the grid sheet comes in very handy. And now that I've stamped on it, we need to smidge just a little more. And oops, I think we've got that now. So let's ink this up. We'll give that a hold, and then we're going to move this right on down the card here. Whoops. And see if we are lined up for the top of the card. So let me put my not quite. We need to keep right on coming down. I'm just checking to see where I'm lined up over here. And just a little bit more. Do you do this with your Stamparatus? I could do this off screen, but then you wouldn't see how I work this. So, okay, so that's perfect. I'm judging by the ink that's on my grid sheet, by the way, if you're wondering what I'm looking at. Okay, and then we need to just stay on this line and push this right over to the edge. And then we're going to take this up and move back into the original position and ink again. Okay, so there's this piece. Let's set it aside. And then I have this piece of Bumblebee cardstock, and we're just going to fit that right in these lines here that are drawn and put in our stitched circle. Let me put down a couple of magnets so that our piece from the die cutting doesn't move. And turn this around. Let's close this and close my Magenta Madness. And now we have some Bumblebee ink. And we're just going to ink up our lines here. And I'm going to grab that grid sheet and put it in here and give it a little bit of ink. And that way when we turn our circle around, I can make sure that I have rotated my circle to the right position. So we've got that. Let's just slide this back in. That looks perfect in there. So we'll ink this with Bumblebee again. Don't you love how the same ink color shows up, Bumblebee on Bumblebee, and it shows up? Okay, so let me go die cut our sentiment, and we're just about ready to put our card together. Okay, so we have our sentiment cut with a stitched shape circle, and then I've used the Wrapped in Texture, this embossing folder, on our coffee beans so that you get kind of a fabric-like texture to that. And now it's time to put our elements together. I've got a Night of Navy card base and a piece of Whisper White for the inside. And let's just make sure that's centered in there. And then we'll need dimensionals for our layer with the Magenta Madness coffee cups. And let's do 2 more to hold up the center here. And oops. Now's the time to use our grid paper to line up the pieces. Okay. And then we'll add our coffee beans. Oops. With the random pattern here. And take off all of the dimensionals. Now when you do emboss, your paper softens, so make sure that you give it enough support. And we're just centering this on that strip. And then for our circle, we're going to do dimensionals at the top. And I've got one in the middle, couple at the bottom. Now for this to stand up over top of, rather than be the same height as this center strip, we need to double stack these at the top and bottom. And then I'm going to add singles here. Don't be afraid to use the dimensionals. They are so inexpensive. Okay, whoops, there we go. And then we're going to center this. And then let's see, I've got some of the Bumblebee gingham here. I thought this needed just a touch of ribbon on it. And let's go with some glue dots on the back of this to hold our loop in place. And I'll put this down. And then I'm not going to trim it until I put my sentiment piece on. And that'll give me an idea about how short I want those tails. And I'm doing my spacing so that I'm opposite of where the ribbon is. The ribbon will hold it up a little bit, and that's not centered at all. Not even centered-ish. Okay, now let's give these a little bit of a trim and turn this one and trim. Okay, and then I feel like I'd like to add a little bit of bling. I know, shocker, if you've looked at my cards. So we're going to put on some of the small rhinestones. And I'm just using my take your pick tool to lift them. And then we're going to do one more down here. Okay, and there's our Warm Hugs press-on card, just in time for National Coffee Day. Thanks for stopping by. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell if you'd like to be notified the next time I upload a video. Share this with your card-making friends. This was Sara Levin, the Artful Inker. Have a great day. Bye.